Am I the butthole for ordering pizza to my boyfriend's parents' house when they threw me a birthday dinner party with no food I could eat? I am stuck in a different state than my family and friends right now due to the virus, so on my birthday my boyfriend and parents were going to throw me small party. Just me, my boyfriend and his little siblings, and his parents. A super low-key dinner. I'm vegetarian. I have been for 13 years, it's not anything new or anything that people don't know. So when I went to their house and saw them cooking pasta with bacon pieces, and cooking up veggies in the bacon grease pan, I realized there was nothing I could have except beer and I was hungry. I reminded them I don't eat meat, and they were like, you can pick the bacon bits out, they're just sprinkled on top, and give them to boyfriend, he'll eat anything. And we made vegetables that you can eat too. I didn't want to pick meat out of the pasta or eat vegetables that were cooked in bacon fat, so I said I wasn't sure. I didn't like meat flavor at all. I might have something else. They said there was hardly any bacon grease in the pan, while they'd used it for bacon they just didn't wash in between, but I wouldn't even taste it. Then I ordered a pizza to their house, and when it arrived his parents were mad and upset that I had. I said that I mentioned that I wasn't into eating meat so I might get my own food. My boyfriend and I left early and went out ice skating, so the day turned out fine. Laughing out loud, am I the butthole for ordering pizza? NTA, in my opinion, what else were you supposed to do? Starve? I guess they thought I'd be fine to serve myself pasta and just pick around the bacon pieces when serving. And I think they thought I wouldn't care about eating vegetable that had been cooked in the same pan as the bacon without washing. Apparently, since it's a treated cast iron pan, they never wash it with soap. Lol. Why is that in laughing out loud? Cleaning a cast iron pan involves scrubbing it with salt, then rinsing it with hot water, then treating it with a little bit of oil so it doesn't rust. They could just cook in a pan that isn't cast iron for that purpose. I know plenty of people with cast iron, but I don't know a single person who only has cast iron cookware. Sure. I was just responding to Op's notion that cooking in a cast iron pan was a weird thing because they can't be cleaned in the way other pans can be. They can't be cleaned in the dishwasher, but they can still be washed and cleaned with something like Dawn. Edit. If you disagree, please research. A quick Google search will prove you wrong. Doesn't soap actually destroy part of the cast iron coating? I was under the impression that steel wool should be used instead of soap. Modern detergents like Dawn, etc. aren't soap and don't affect cast iron. I wash mine like any other pan, just have to dry carefully. Yup. Back when soap had a ton of lye in it, not good for nice C pans. Nowadays, there's no problem using stuff like Dawn. There's a restaurant that only uses C pans, and they have to use soap and such to wash them in for the health department with no problems. It's not so much about damaging the pan as messing with the seasoning of oil, which can greatly affect how these pans work. Sounds like a total bag of wank, but it's true. Edit to say it's totally reversible anyway, so not the end of the world. Lol. That doesn't mean it's not damaging the seasoning. Damn, I didn't expect so many people to reply to this. Lol. Thanks to you and everyone else for clearing that up. Cast iron people can get a little fanatical. Lol. TBH, I think the best thing for cleaning cast iron is a little chainmail scrubber that Lodge sells. It works great and can go in the dishwasher for sanitizing purposes. I was always told you can't use detergents on cast iron, but then my mother-in-law washed, repeatedly, my cast iron Dutch oven regardless of instructions, and I found out that nothing bad had happened to it. Was it ceramic coated? Those should be fine. Actually no, that myth comes from ye olden times when soap contained a higher concentration of lye and was much harsher. You can absolutely give your cast iron a light scrub with a dot of Dawn dish soap on it to cut the grease, then cure on the stovetop with a coat of canola oil. Well, I have been treating my cast iron all wrong. I knew it couldn't soak, but I've just been washing mine like normal and not doing anything else to it. Which for modern, pre-seasoned pans is probably fine. It may occasionally need re-seasoning. I assume you mean hand washing with Dawn. Definitely wouldn't put it in the dishwasher. You absolutely shouldn't use steel wool on a cast iron pan. Steel wool can get rid of rust if it has somehow become rusty, but scrubbing it with steel will mean you have to re-season the whole pan, which isn't a super huge deal, just takes some time in a really hot oven. I have a cast iron that I use almost daily, and I do wash it with soap and water and have never had issues with losing the seasoning on the pan. I don't scrub it as hard as I do my other pans and dry it rather than letting it dry on its own, but otherwise treat it like any other piece of cookware. I've been doing that for over 20 years now, and it's only gotten better with age. Doesn't soap actually destroy part of the cast iron coating? I was under the impression that steel wool should be used instead of soap. I use dish soap on mine, but whether or not that's acceptable is the kind of thing that launches holy wars among cast iron aficionados. That's a bit of a myth, really. Modern dish soap won't harm the polymerized layer that coats a cast iron pan. Don't bother telling that to people though. The world is full of weirdo cast iron fetishists that aren't interested in learning anything new. I use cast iron almost exclusively and clean with soap all the time. Also, steel wool will absolutely F up a pan though, don't use that. True, but they could have at least made the effort to clean out the grease beforehand. I've rinsed/salted my pan between making items during the same meal before so they didn't cross-contaminate flavors. It isn't that much extra effort if your pan is still hot and you are going to cook with it again immediately. Okay, got you. I agree with you on that aspect then. I still think the parents are the off for their reaction though. She may not know you have to clean it with salt. I didn't until my mid-20s as my parents don't have any cast iron pans. I pretty much only cook with cast iron, however I wash with regular old dish detergent every time. The not washing cast iron comes from back in the day where people actually used soap, which is made with lye and corrosive, as opposed to detergent which is perfectly fine. You should use detergent to clean your cast iron pans. Dawn isn't going to undo the polymerized surface on your cast iron pan. That's an old wives' tale. It's actually a common misconception because old soaps had lye and that's what caused a problem with washing cast iron with soap. Modern soaps like Dawn do not have lye and are therefore safe like you said. There have been so many posts here where a family member flips out because the seasoned cast iron pan got washed with soap. All the comments are about how you can't wash cast iron with soap because it ruins it, ignoring that modern soaps are super gentle compared to old soaps. Lots of people think seasoning refers to flavor and is from leaving crap in the pan. It is not. It is fats bonded to metal through high heat. It does not impart any noticeable flavor or anything. It is just about creating a protective layer on the iron to prevent oxidation, and that layer happens to also help by being somewhat like a non-stick layer. It is not non-stick as good as a non-stick pan. This reminds me of the post where Op's partner put it in the dishwasher, which was wrong. But original post just plain didn't wash his cast iron at all and was convinced that seasoning the pan meant like food seasoning. I am very annoyed at you for making me scroll through a mile-long argument on cast iron pans to see the other answers. This has nothing to do with cast iron pans. I say lol at the end of my texts out of habit sometimes even when nothing is funny or weird. I literally thought the same thing, lol. Dude, no. The prohibitions against soap are from when soap was made with lye. Wash your cast iron. But also, they didn't do this. They didn't scrub with salt and then rinse it. They didn't even wipe it down with paper towels to absorb the fat. They left the fat in, presumably as flavoring, because they didn't think about her or her needs. You can 100% use soap to clean cast iron. It's a laughing out loud because they food prep for a vegetarian in it. I love my cast iron, it's amazing. But I wouldn't serve a vegetarian out of it after prepping a steak in one. I'm also going to guess they left some bacon grease in the pan, because that's a common thing to do when cooking, bacon grease for seasoning. That seemed a little odd to me too. I think laughing out loud has turned into a nervous tick. It seems so out of place here. Maybe it's meant to be self-deprecating? It's meant to mean it ain't that serious. Because tone is hard to convey via text. Thanks for the clarification, thumbs up. Our/guest iron is leaking again. They get very defensive about their metal cooking tools. Reddit link. I think it's LOL worthy because it's not actually necessary whatsoever to treat cast iron skillets so delicately anymore. Modern soaps and detergents are absolutely fine. Re-seasoning it is exceptionally simple. I have never experienced a cast iron fanatic in real life because everyone I know just properly washes their dishes. I'd be lolling like original post as well. Call me crazy, but to me that just means that cast iron is a poor material for cookware. Which means you shouldn't cook for vegetarians in it. NTA and talk to your boyfriend about him ordering the pizza next time and saying can't eat any of this, I'm ordering her a veggie pizza. Next time y'all can easily make pasta and veggies minus the meat. Firm, no raised or rude tones, just this is what's happening. Pasta and veggies are my go-to for veggie friends and it's easy as hell, they're rude and he needs to deal with them, not you. That's the rule. Your family's BS is your problem, my family's BS is my problem, and each person should take complete responsibility for weird moments such as these. Yeah, those saying that you can just pick around the meat is not an excuse for them. Imagine if you were at a restaurant and the owner said that. Most likely your boyfriend's family was unaware of the reasoning behind your diet. However, that doesn't justify their behavior or reaction. This sounds like my grandfather who said ham was just a garnish, and therefore it was fine to pick it out of the mashed potatoes. He also put roast beef in the fruit salad, so even that wasn't safe. Basically, they promised food, didn't deliver on it, and you procured it yourself. Completely reasonable. Roast beef in the fruit salad? I would never eat food from him again. That sounds horrible. I have in fact not trusted any food he prepares after the horrendous dessert that was roast beef fruit salad, and now bring my own food. I'm pretty sure putting roast beef in fruit salad is like the third step to becoming a serial killer, thoughtful face. It reminds me of the beef trifle that Rachel made on Friends. Was that punishment for you being vegetarian? Does he just think every dish requires meat? Did he actually like it? I have so many questions. He just thought sliced ham and roast beef was kind of like garnish, and not actual meat, like sausages and meatballs, which he is aware I don't eat. Not malicious, just weird. Meat garnish on a fruit salad. I'm dying. Tell the man to buy parsley if he wants a garnish, smiley face. My boyfriend used to be more strictly vegetarian. He and his mom had this conversation. Mom, oh, for vegetables, I got you frank and beans. Boyfriend, why mom? So you can eat it. Boyfriend, say it again. Mom, oh. So many people also say it's okay, it just has tuna/fish in it. NTA, but where was boyfriend? He should have reinforcing your dietary preferences with his family, and failing that, he should have been backing you up to his family when you ordered the pizza. I understand he left with you, but what did he say? Do they do other weird stuff that's mean and petty? Or are they sweet and this was a weird one-off? I briefly didn't eat meat for a few years in my 20s. I had this same drama sometimes. People would have an attitude that I could just suck it up for a day, pick out the meat, etc. It helped a lot for me to finally just explain to my aunts that I could no longer tolerate meat products. It wasn't just that I didn't like it. Eating veggies cooked in pork fat would create chaos in my gut. When they understood that making me politely eat their food made me ill, they got much more cooperative. If your dude's parents are otherwise chill, it might be worth it to sit them down and explain that you're not trying to be difficult, you just don't want to get sick. After 15 years as a veggie, your body doesn't know what to do with meat anymore. Hopefully they'll back off. As a vegetarian. Ew. No, I would not eat food I had to pick meat off of or cooked in meat grease. Depending how long you've been vegetarian, you would get some gastrointestinal discomfort from eating vegetables cooked in bacon grease. They would have made you sick-eyed you had tried to appease them. Happy birthday, here's your gift of food poisoning. I was vegetarian for 5 years and when I switched back, it was rough. NTA. Even if the veggies weren't cooked in meat, that's not a meal. As one vegetarian to another, I can confirm that no vegetarian is ever going to pick bacon out of pasta and eat it. What planet are these people on? NTA. I despise when people say that you can eat around or pick them out. As if we aren't adults who couldn't figure that out for ourselves. They never consider things like being a vegetarian or having a food allergy where even a little exposure can knock you out. NTA. NTA. If this party was supposed to be for you, I don't know why asking you what you wanted wasn't the first order of business. But even if they couldn't be bothered to do that, who makes the guest of honor a dish that's focused on the flavor of an ingredient they can't eat? That's exactly my thought. They invited her over for her birthday and didn't even ask what she wanted. I remember the first time my parents cooked for my now wife, my mom asked if what she was making was okay. She's not even a vegetarian, but my mom still made sure everything would be okay. Also, my sister-in-law doesn't eat pork and we easily plan around that. It's not that hard to plan around someone's dietary needs. They can always just make meat on the side for everyone else. This post is making me feel pretty damn good about my family and how they managed to make a hollandaise sauce that had 0 citrus in it for my sister's mother-in-law. Lemon is like half of the sauce, the rest is just butter and egg yolk. Voodoo had to be done to obtain something even close to hollandaise sauce. Apparently my dad is considerate about at least some things. Vinegar. Maybe they used vinegar instead of citrus. It's really good, though I prefer lemon juice in hollandaise. PFFT. One time my boyfriend's mom made me my whole own version of a side dish because I didn't like onions. It was sweet. Seriously. My family is German PA Dutch, so we cook with a lot of dairy and a lot of meat. My boyfriend of 4+ years is a vegan. Even if we're just stopping by and there's a chance we might snack, my mom has something on hand he can eat. They've even offered to change up how we do the side dishes at Thanksgiving so he can have the veggies and bread dishes at least, and that is a major sacrifice for my cheese and lard-loving family. Lol. He has never once asked them to do so, they just do. It's just a basic kindness instinct to them. It's impulsive. I can't imagine someone who wouldn't do that same for a guest of honor like WTF. You invited them there, you invited those needs as well. Some people are way too selfish to put the birthday person before themselves. My husband and I always take ice cream or cake over when his parents want to celebrate my birthday, because my mother-in-law always makes peanut butter cake, which I despise. And no matter how many times my husband has told her that I don't like it, she always has peanut butter cakes because it's her and my father-in-law's favorite, and they just consider themselves far more important. NTA. Just keep in mind that these people won't get any better. I'm almost 14 years in and can promise that selfishness doesn't improve. Seems weird that you keep going to their place to celebrate your birthday then. Yeah, seriously, I actually like my in-laws and they accommodate my food preferences. I wouldn't want to celebrate my birthday with them. No idea why anyone would spend their birthday, year after year, with folks who can't accommodate them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.